News just in, Anschluss has been officially approved with the unification of Austria and Germany. 99.7% of the population has approved this unification, and Adolf Hitler is very happy with the result.
Ryan.
Yeah?
That happened 81 years ago.
What? It did? But nobody told me. Oh, fuck. I don't know. What am I going to do for the news now?
With no script, why don't we just give advice? I mean, I know we're probably not the best people, but
give advice?
Yeah.
Okay. You do pretty well, don't you? Study-wise,
yeah,
and all that crap. What's the best way for you to get A's and all that?
Ryan, I think I have some good advice for this. Let me tell you. Let me tell you how to get straight A's. Don't hang out with the drama kids, don't hang out with the gays. Don't hang out with the weird kids, always smoking J's. Just hang out with me in the library all day. I'm a straight A student, no doubt, but I don't have ass, nor do I have clap. I don't have class or any damn friends, but I'll be getting straight A's till the very damn end. That's how I live my life. I get straight A's all day and all fucking night. I see a sensible lady, I'm gonna make her my wife and live a boring suburban middle class life. Have 2 to 3 kids depending on my sperm count. Get an annual physical so I have nothing to worry about. Set up a pension fund, get health insurance, no doubt. And then cry in the shower because my hair is falling out. Fuck. God damn. Okay, maybe that ain't the life for me. Gonna grow a goatee and always smoke them trees. Gonna live in my mother's house till I'm 33 and get all the ladies because I am fake deep. Meaning I can talk about the most mundane shit ever, but use my feels in Buddhism so that I sound clever. Talk about Nirvana and my thoughts on heaven. Bullshit you on my struggle with depression. Fuck that. That's not the life for me. No. You wanna know what's my life? Really? I'm having marital problems with my cheating whore wife. She slept at the pool boy, so now I'm dead inside. Despite the fact I bought the pool and house where she resides. I guess I really hate my boring suburban life, you see. She's disgusted by the sight of me. We never even make love or touch each other slightly. I often miss the days when I was clapping that booty. I fantasize about my daughter's friend. She's an American beauty. You get it? It's a reference to the film American Beauty, in which he fantasized about his daughter's friend, with the flowers. And it's a good film. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I don't think I should give advice anymore. Well, I hope I answered your questions. Fuck.
Brendan, that wasn't really that helpful. I didn't really learn a lot from that. You could, it'd be fine. It'd be fine. Moving on from that weird song that wasn't helpful. Let's get into some serious advice in today's episode, huh? Now, I don't know anything about advice. I generally learn from the mistakes of people who take my advice, but we'll give this a shot and see how it goes. And today we have a special guest.
Who is it?
It's Alex.
Yes, we have Alex here. The main reason he's here is because I'm returning a favour, because I was a guest on his radio show last semester. That, and he's a delight.
Okay, I guess so.
Oh my god.
Okay, so, let's open up the discussion. Alex, first question for you.
Okay.
Have you been in many relationships?
I've been in a few, yeah.
How many? Be honest.
He's counting, everybody.
One sec.
1, 2, then 3 now, 4,
5.
5?
Yes.
Damn. And what would you say?
First,
yes.
Now, how many of those 5 were aware they were in a relationship?
Every one of them.
Good. That's a good start. That's a good start.
Consent is very...
Consent is key to anything.
Of course.
So, first question. what would you say is? Oh, which one was your most successful, and why? Yeah,
well,
I asked the hard questions.
I would argue none.
Yeah, considering
What, you
I
single now?
wouldn't say they were successful.
So
in that
aggressive.
long-term. I mean, they're ended, so I kind of can't.
All of them.
Yeah, I'm kind of single right now, so.
Oh, yeah, I know that life.
Sounded like my auntie. You're single now?
The fuck?
But what would you say was? What would make a successful relationship? Do you think?
But communication is not the most appropriate answer, I would say,
Yeah,
because
it's really important
communication.
for radio shows as well.
Because communication is the main basis of any relationship you have, be it platonic, familial, romantic.
Yeah, that's true.
True, and I would say, as the only one in this room currently in a relationship, that trust is very important. Trust is the foundation of all relationships. I think if you don't trust your partner, your relationship can't continue.
I always with my ex-girlfriend, I always trusted her, but I was always nervous because she was way out of my league, and I was always worried someone else would come in and super off her feet, and I'm like, no, but she was with me. What about me? Isn't this my hero story? Don't I get a win? But no, things turned out pretty well there until she broke up with me. Destroyed my heart. That's actually a funny story. What happened was I could feel things were going south. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get into this. Why not? This is important.
This is important to me. I'm important. You hear me? I'm important.
It's about seeing the signs, to know when things are going in the downward direction. Because it was the start of summer. Because we hadn't seen each other for the majority of January to June of last year. Because the leaving cert ruins everything.
Yeah.
And I needed to focus on the studying. But anyway, so it's the start of summer. And things were okay for the first 3 weeks, but then after that, things seemed to go weird. I could just feel something was off. I had that gut instinct, but I didn't do anything about it or interrogate it. Next thing you know, we get to October. Late October, early November. First Man is coming out in the cinema. No, it was early October. I can't remember when whenever First Man came out, the Ryan Gosling. Yeah, October, early October. So First Man was coming. Yeah, First Man's coming out in the cinema. And I'm really excited for this because Ryan Gosling is the love of my life. He is the most beautiful person in the world.
Damon Chazelle directed it.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, but Ryan Gosling more importantly. And she knew how much I loved Ryan Gosling because she got me a birthday card with Ryan Gosling's face on it. Best card I've ever gotten.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I was like, hey, what time do you want to see the movie on Friday? And she was like, hey, can we just go for coffee instead?
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
There's only one reason she'd cancel Ryan Gosling on me.
Yeah.
And then we went down on Friday. She's like, yeah, it's over. And I'm like, oh, it was actually quite funny though. When we were in the cafe, there was a song playing on the the speakers in the cafe. It was "Changes" by David Bowie, which was really fitting. And I couldn't help but laugh. And she's like, Ryan, what are you laughing at? And I was like, listen to the song choice. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, it's changes. Things are changing. Do you get it? It's funny.
Turn and face the strain. Changes. Don't wanna be a richer man. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. It's gonna have to be a different man. Time may change me, but I can't trace time.
I really thought you were going to say Changes by XXXTentacion, and I was going to be like, oh Jesus, no.
No. I like to think I have a reasonably fine music taste, if anything.
I don't listen to XXX. I'm just saying.
I don't either.
Ripjaw. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's important to know the signs of when things are going wrong, and then, as Alex said, communicate.
For sure.
Unfortunately.
Because without communication, you just sit there worries and sad. And who wants to be worried and sad? You need to be happy in a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I have a really sad anecdote while we're just getting on this topic of one of my exes broke up with me in a very similar manner. Bar the fact that she'd been cheating on me for probably 7 months, and we've been going out for 7 months, so pretty much the entire relationship. But
maybe she sent him an
in hindsight, I think the worst part of the relationship was the fact that she denied to everyone else that she was going out with me.
Oh, that's not good.
But only she was like, "No, yeah, we're going out." But whenever someone asked, she was like, "No, I'm single."
Oh.
Yeah, so folks, if you're ever in a relationship and your partner is not proud to be with you, don't be with them.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how many times they cheat on you.
What are the do's and don'ts of picking someone up?
Like asking someone out?
Yeah, not like physically lifting them off the ground. I don't
Bend your
mean
back.
that.
Bend your back. Manual handling.
The best way to lift someone off the
Man
ground
handle.
is to use a
By their throat.
is to use a forklift. That's the funniest way to lift someone up. But I mean picking someone up, like romantically wise, etc., etc., and so on.
Well, I mean, that is a good...
No, seriously, genuine.
Well, always... So no, I'm not really good in this type of stuff because I'm not the best at it.
You've been in 5 relationships. You're fine.
Yeah, maybe like 2 or 3 of them were like very short-lived.
It doesn't matter. You still got some.
Also, please come closer to the mic.
Okay, sorry. Well,
Come close.
I would say make sure the person... Like, I always prefer knowing the person before getting with them.
I'm
Rather
also
than,
like that. Yeah.
rather than a complete stranger.
Yeah, I was friends with my girlfriend for a year before we got together, and it worked out very well until she broke my heart.
Ryan, please.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not all smiles and joy.
Yeah.
Once a year, I can be sad. Leave me alone.
But yeah, going off the whole being friends beforehand, I'd also say like music taste is always a really big thing. I feel with me.
Really?
Yeah, like if they don't have like,
So
say
if I told you, like, who's one of your favorite artists?
artists, David Bowie,
Not Bowie. I can't use Bowie for my
Okay.
analogy.
Cage the Elephant.
Say all of Cage the Elephant died in a plane crash, a la John Denver. Okay?
Yeah.
And we're at a bar, and you're trying to pick me up, because why wouldn't you? I'm a catch. And I tell you, I got drunk one night and pissed on Cage the Elephant's communal grave. Would you immediately walk away?
I would say you're joking because I don't think they would have one.
But say they do, because you can't find all the bodies in the wreckage. Jesus.
Holy fuck, Ryan.
So they can't find all the bodies in the wreckage, so they have to do a communal grave. And say, I told you, I pissed on their communal grave. Would you theoretically walk away?
Probably, yeah.
I think anyone would. Like, regardless of the fact if they like Cage the Elephant, if anyone was like, I was like, oh man, you know, this girl's really good looking. So yeah, I pissed on someone's grave the other day. I would just immediately leave. Like, it's not.
I won't question it. I'm just going, yeah, no, thank you, no.
Okay, but
I don't sound like that.
again, on the topic, where would you say is a better place to go on a first date? Would you say dinner, drinks, or movies?
Neither. Go for something more exciting, like bowling. Something different. Something out of the... wall climbing. No, I mean, another thing, the indoor wall climbing.
Yeah.
Bouldering.
Yeah, something like that. Something where you can get close to them. Like, appropriately, I mean.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yes. No, but something out of the box that they'll appreciate for going. I think different is key. Something that shows your personality in a way as well is also important.
Well, I always like to start off with just standard coffee, as always. But then, like, say if it's in town or something, I don't know, bring them to...
2 coffee shops.
Well, you got me.
Where would you go for coffee? Is it a mainstream coffee shop or an independent cafe?
Don't say Starbucks or I'll
No,
kick you out.
no.
Good.
It's overpriced.
Fuck up. Starbucks is class.
Yeah, it's okay.
Starbucks ruins the world.
No.
Mainly I'll try to go to an independent or play. It's not particularly like a franchise or anything, but like it's still like it's its own company. Like a great place I know, Gallagher and Co. Coffee House and Bistro.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Delia Street.
Yeah, I know that.
Delia Street, yeah. I go
Yeah.
there quite a bit every now and then.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, like that.
I'm glad you asked. The most awkward pickup story I have.
Okay, go for it.
No one asked.
Well, it's a fun story. I tell it to everyone. I was 4th year, okay?
Yeah.
and I was at a mini company event in the Lucan Spa Hotel. So if anyone who works in that hotel is listening, this is free advertising for you.
They're not. They're definitely not.
You never know. We can tag them on Facebook or whatever.
As our first sponsor.
Hey, Lucan Spa.
So,
Check it out.
it was a Lucan Spa Hotel, and it was all different mini companies from the Greater Dublin area, so Dublin, Wicklow, Meath, and all that. And not the Greater Dublin area, I haven't done the Pale. Okay, so it's geography stuff. I don't want to get into that. So I'm there with my mini company. So there's 4 mini companies from my class there, and there's a few mini companies from other schools. And I'm there, and you get one of 3 letter badges, A, B, and C. So A would go around asking questions to people at stalls. B would go to focus groups, and C would be the one standing at the stalls answering questions. So I was originally C. Okay. No, B. I was originally B, okay? So I had to go to the focus group. But I saw this pretty girl standing at the stall, and I thought, no, I want to talk to her. So I asked Matthew, can I switch letters with you? Because he had A. And he's like, okay. So I switched letters with him, and I went to A. So then I went up, I asked her a few questions and all that stuff, just got to know her, see how things went. She was pretty great. But then they called all the C's for the focus group, and she was a C. So I went up to Connor. I was like, "Hey, Connor, can I switch letters with you?" And he was like, "Okay." So then I got C, and then I was in the same focus group as her. I think she probably noticed. And then I don't know. I was my classic theatrical self in the focus group, and she was laughing for some of it. So that's a positive when they laugh at my shitty jokes, and also good jokes.
Not always a positive.
Hey, if someone laughs at something I say, it's a positive.
Or pity.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then since I'm then the last one is they're going around they're standing at the stalls. Then what I haven't done yet, but like it's also the asking questions because all the letters are all mixed up now for me. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll just chill here, And then, but she was talking to someone else. I was like, no, she can't do that. What about me? But I was talking to this one guy whose mini company idea was like gifts for dogs or whatever, and he had and he had Valentine's balloons because it was around February ish. So he's like, I love heart-shaped balloons. Yeah. So I was like, oh, can I have one? Because I love balloons. Like I just wanted to have one just to have them. I wasn't planning on doing anything with it. Then one of the guys, David, said, Ryan, give it to her. I'm like, what? Like, that girl, give her the balloon. I'm like, no, I'm not going to give her the balloon. He's like, go on. I was like, okay. He was like, wait, write something on it first. I was like, what? Like, write something on the balloon first.
No.
Yeah. I was like, what am I going to write? I don't know what to write. So he's like, here, give it here. So he took it off me, and he wrote on it, you know who it's from, and then drew a winky face.
Fucking
no.
And then said, Ryan, go, give it to her. And, there was all a big group of them there laughing at me, saying, go on, Ryan, go on. And I'm not entirely above peer pressure.
That's not peer. They're just bullying you.
So I was like, all right, fine. But I didn't give it to her directly. What happened was I was at my stall and there was a wall, and behind the wall was her talking to the guy. So
and in the middle of the wall was a small hole.
No. So I just pushed it over the wall, and it just fell down beside her. And then later on, I was talking to this guy whose mini company idea was homemade jam, which, as a side note, was beautiful jam. And the guy she was with for her mini company group, she wasn't the guy. It wasn't the guy she was chatting up, but it was someone else. He strolled up to me, and he said, "Hey, did you give her this balloon?" And I looked at him and I said, "I'm sorry." He's like, "Did you give her this balloon?" I'm like, "No, I've never seen that balloon before in my life." And he's like, "Okay." And then she left. No, and then he left. And then at the end of the day, the teacher was taking a picture of all of us. She's like, okay, you ready? And one of the guys said, say Rachel, because her name's Rachel. And they all shouted Rachel as she was walking out. And she turned and looked at us all. But it gets better. So it's the UCD Open Day, okay?
Oh, no.
I'm sitting there in a linguistics lecture because one of my good friends, they're doing linguistics now currently, wanted to go to a linguistics talk. And I was like, okay, fine, let's go. Next thing, someone walks in. You know when someone walks in, you have to look at them? Yeah, so I look, and it's her. I'm thinking, oh my god, I never thought I'd see her again. And then I turned to my friend and I was like, hey, do you remember that girl I told you about? Which one? The one with the balloon?
Which one?
Yeah, the one with the balloon? Yeah, she's here. What? Where? And then I talked to her afterwards, which is kind of awkward. But then nothing happened. And next thing you know, it's orientation day.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm strolling in the main door in Newman. She's strolling out. We make eye contact. and we're waiting for a few seconds to see what should happen, and then I say hi, and she says hi, and then we have like an awkward side hug, kind of thing. And,
Fucking side hugs, man.
And then we never saw each other again.
Do you know her last name?
I do, but I'm not going to say it at all.
She's in UCD though, yeah.
She's in UCD. She's doing languages or whatever.
Well, I can find her very easily.
But that is how not to pick up a girl. Don't use balloons. It just gets very awkward.
And now we're going to demonstrate.
Pennywise are pretty good.
No. No sadistic clowns. Okay, moving on from the whole relationship thing. Alex, I have another question for you.
Go for it.
What are you most grateful for?
What am I most
Grateful for, yeah. And why? No, just tell me first, what are you?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
Wow, this helps.
Well, I mean,
what great content for the people.
Well,
I don't know.
Sorry. Well,
Give me something.
I'm sorry.
Make
Bro,
something
look
up.
at the levels, please chill. you're gonna blow the mic.
Well, I mean, just
That's the dream.
there's so much to take into consideration, really. Like oh,
I can't believe you're actually looking her up. Jesus Christ.
it's there's too much taken into account, really.
Okay. That's fair enough.
I would say to be very simple.
Let's say your family.
Shit. What am I saying?
Family's kind of trite.
Yeah. I don't know. The world beauty. I don't know.
What's
Your eyesight.
I guess.
What's one of the best pieces of advice or one of the best quotes you've ever heard from like movie, TV shows, books, anything?
One of my favorite films, Dead Poet Society.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Well, Carpe Diem.
Pardon?
Carpe Diem, that quote? Or a different quote?
I haven't seen it. I've only seen it once, and it was already one of my favorite films.
Yeah, it's a great film.
But it's the scene in which Robin Williams is talking about art, poetry,
Oh yeah.
like things
Yeah.
like like engineering and all that. These are things we just need in just by nature we need engineering.
Yeah, medicine, art,
Yeah.
medicine,
Oh,
engineering,
is this
business.
the food or whatever is what we need to live, but
Like
art
art
is
is
poetry.
reason to live. Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's quite a
it just it really resonated with me as a writer, as someone who aspires to be.
Oh, you're a writer too? We
Yeah.
all writers here? All three of us writers?
Well, who's gonna succeed? None of us.
No, we'll probably all succeed in different ways.
I'll succeed at dying.
We all will.
I mean, yeah, but I'll go out in fashion.
What about you, Brendan?
My favorite quote.
Yeah.
I've just gone.
Not favorite, like one of the best.
I've just gone from 6 to 12.
What do you mean?
What?
Is that your quote?
That's my favorite quote.
What's that?
What's that from?
It's from a movie.
What movie?
Wait, let me think. What is it from again? Oh, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Never seen it.
Where he's like, I've just gone from 6 to 12.
I saw that movie last week and I don't remember that quote.
It's where Jonah Hill is talking to what's his
Russell
name?
Brand.
Russell Brand.
Oh yeah, now I remember. I remember that moment. Yeah, and they're at the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
I have it on DVD. I just haven't watched it yet.
It's I watched it last week because I've been procrastinating quite heavily recently,
Same.
and it was on Netflix, and I thought I want to see every movie in Paul Rudd's repertoire, and that's one of the ones I haven't seen yet.
He's 50.
And he's looking good.
Whoa.
I know.
No, realistically, my actual favorite quote is a bit cliche for an art student or humanities, but is from The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
I
And
love
we accept
Accept the
the
love.
love we think we deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again, Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd gave that one. Look at that. Everything's coming together.
it's in the book. It's from the book.
I know.
Yeah, I know it's
Stephen
from the book
Chbosky.
first.
Yeah.
He wrote the screenplay as well and
And
directed already.
directed it.
Yeah,
So like
It's his vision.
my favorite book.
it is. It's
It's one of my favorites.
My not my favorite quote of all time. My favorite quote of all time from anything is from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. If the good Lord had intended us to walk, he wouldn't have invented roller skates. That's my favorite quote. Of all time. That's my favorite of all time. But in terms of like inspirational or just general profoundness, it's a quote from one of the Winnie the Pooh books. Because I'm a big fan of A.A. Milne's writing. I think it's very simple but yet at the same time beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the quote is, "What day is it?" asked Winnie the Pooh. "It's today," says Piglet. "Ah, my favorite day," says Pooh. And that quote's always stuck with me, just for how purely simple it is. Because like that's just Pooh. It's like it doesn't matter what day it is. It's a good day.
Sorry, you said Pooh.
That's the guy's name. I can't help it. The fellow's name is Winnie the Pooh. I can't get around that.
I know.
It's been that since the early 1920s. So
True.
but it's so simple. It's so simple and pure. It's like it doesn't matter what day it is. Just live your life. Like something very simple. One of my good friends from school, like whenever I asked what time it is, he said the time that it is. Doesn't matter what time it is. It is what it is. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually a good point. Why are we rushing around and worrying about everything? It's just life's going to move on. Just take it at your own pace. Go nice and slowly.
Because of capitalism.
Yeah.
Yes, capitalism is the worst, but we'll save that discussion for another day because I have
Marxism.
very strong feelings on capitalism, and I don't entirely agree with Marxism. I'm more of a white socialist than anything else.
De Beauvoir. Sartre.
Très bien.
No, like, because you're what philosopher, what existentialist do you go by then? Adorno? Adorno is very similar to Marx, but he's a long time after Marx. Probably more of an Adorno guy.
I subscribe to the teachings of Seth Rogen. No.
Recently I kind of had like it was past, ever since like Christmas I've kind of had a bit more relative view on the world in terms of like its beauty and everything. I would mainly say because of I played it twice now.
The violin,
No, I wish I could.
Xbox.
the guitar,
Red Dead Redemption 2.
the drums.
I was close.
Oh, Red Dead. Okay.
Yeah. I could go into spoiler territory. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's a video game. Like, if anyone who's worried about getting spoiled for a video game is sad, okay, and I don't care.
Thanks.
You are sad.
Alex, try being as ambiguous as possible.
Okay, well, there is something that happens within the game, and
Just say it for Christ's sake.
Spoiler alert.
okay, spoiler alert for Red Dead Redemption 2, even though it's been out for nearly 6 months.
And it's a video game.
You say Alice. Only mess. But okay, the main character Arthur Morgan, he's a criminal, but also at heart he's a good man. And at one point in the game, he's diagnosed with tuberculosis.
Oh, I knew it was tuberculosis. I was going to say tuberculosis.
Now the game
TB.
takes place in 1899, so this is before antibiotics.
Oh, and then he moves to Dublin and he's in the slums in the inner city. And he spreads TB around. The next thing there's a whole TB crisis and doesn't get fixed till the 40s, but Noel Brown. That's a bit of Irish history for you, doesn't matter. So, what happens?
Yeah.
Well, essentially the only reason he got it because he was beating a man to near death for a few dollars because he owed him a debt.
So you're saying the lesson is don't beat up strangers because you'll get TB.
No.
Oh, fuck.
No, because like the actor who plays him, I completely forget his name. He conveys such,
Just make up a name.
I don't know.
Jimmy Smits. Okay.
Okay, Jimmy Smits, the so-called actor for Arthur Morgan, he conveys such a humanizing voice for Arthur, and like throughout the game, Arthur is very brawlish, but the moment he realizes
he pulls a sword out of a stone, you King Arthur.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, but after he's diagnosed with it, he has a much more humane side.
Oh, that's like that's just like one of my favorite movies of all time is Ikiru. I'll say it more clearly in case I didn't hear. Ikiru came out in 1948, directed by my favorite director, Akira Kurosawa, and it's all about this guy. He's not living his life very well. It's pretty miserable and drab, and he finds out he has stomach cancer. And then the whole rest of the film is him trying to live his life as best he can before he dies because he doesn't have very long left to live. Beautiful piece of cinema. One of my top, actually it's in my top 3. It's number 3 in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. It's just terrific in every sense. So that's where I got that idea from. Sorry to ruin it for you.
It's okay.
So does he die in the end?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Of course he does.
I don't know. It's a video game. Like anything can happen. Like
You know,
heck, you can punch horses in the face in video games. So of course you could do that in real life. That is animal abuse. So don't.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, just completely off topic. One of my favorite movie sequences ever is from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. It's kind of a similar-ish plot. To
Is
this.
it when Ben Stiller is in the office just sitting down doing nothing?
No. It's when...
Is Jennifer Aniston in that?
No.
Does he kiss her?
No.
That's Friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. No, it's
He's at a
when...
museum. It's nighttime. Things come alive.
But it's twice.
Yeah.
No.
3 times actually.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, they did 3 of them.
Oh.
The first 2 are great. The third one not so much.
Okay.
Okay, no, I know it. He's in the jungle because they're filming a movie, and things are getting tropic.
And it's thunderous?
Yes.
No.
No. Okay.
Nah, it's what's the song? I just need to get the name of the song.
Is this Space Oddity?
No, it's the one that's like.
I want you back with the Jackson 5.
No.
ABCs for the Jackson 5.
It's Jackson 5. Nah, it's by
Oh, is it by Dolly Parton? 9 to 5.
Yeah.
6 till 10.
6 to 12.
Wait, just make a conversation there while I try and get the name of this song.
Okay, so Alex, any irrational fears?
Rational.
Irrational fears.
Irrational.
Yeah. Who cares about rational fears?
Black holes.
Black holes.
They are terrifying.
Like that's of all the things to worry about in the world, I don't think black holes are a big issue for you. It's like quicksand. You know, I thought quicksand was going to be a much bigger problem than it actually is for me. The same with black holes.
I mean, black holes, because like the chance of us dying by a black hole is so small to the point it's just not possible at all in our
That's what
lifetime.
people say about me.
In our lifetime, but did you know the process in which your atoms will be splitting apart due to the gravitational pull of a black hole is known
I do know. I did physics.
as spaghettification. Because you're turning into spaghetti.
Okay, any rational fears? They're less boring. They're not as exciting, but it's taking a while.
I don't know. Like, I'm okay in the dark. I actually quite like the dark. I'm okay with spiders, relatively.
Yeah, spiders are cool. What would you say to people out there listening who do have irrational fears?
Irrational?
Yeah, what advice would you give them in order to combat these fears? Come closer.
Well, I mean, as someone who is really scared of black holes, and the chance of me getting sucked in by a black hole is so astronomically impossible.
Infinitesimally small.
Yes.
Teeny weeny, if you will.
I don't think I have actually any advice on that.
No?
Yeah.
Then why did we invite you in?
Exactly, yeah. I improvise. I'm good at improvising. That's what I do in exams.
Well, which isn't the best thing to do in exams,
True.
unless it's English. If it's English, then you can improvise. You can just spit
yeah.
it. That's what I do. And I managed to...
And film to a degree.
Yeah. Like, yeah, this scene depicts the juxtaposition of 2 different characters, which highlights romantic interest, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. The film is great. Done.
Yeah.
There you go. That is essentially film studies. Throw a bit of Wreck-It Ralph in there, and you're done. That's all I do. Here's some interesting pieces of advice. One of the best. I'll just give a few random pieces of advice I've heard over the years. The first is from my late great granddad, who once said to me, Ryan, always have a good pair of shoes and a good mattress, because if you're not in one, you're in the other. And the man has a point, because it's true. So I always take care in buying, not my mattresses, because I'm not 34 and married, so I don't need to buy a mattress at the moment. I do sleep on a mattress, but I don't buy them, obviously. But then for shoes, I always buy a good pair of shoes. So you're going around in style.
Yeah.
Good pair for yourself, maybe. I don't know, like pair of Nikes, Adidas, whatever you want. Something like for me, I always go Converse, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah. There's actually one of my favorite poems. I think the poet's name is Dylan Thomas.
I guess that is.
Do not go gentle in that good night.
Rage against the dying of the light.
Yeah, the first
old age should burn.
Another
rave
age,
close
the
the
day.
Yeah, I know the poem. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
It's just that first stanza really sticks with me because it's essentially.
Is it because you watched Interstellar and thought you were, artistic? Like, oh, look at me, I know poetry now!
Actually, it's actually at the beginning of Skullduggery Pleasant, The Dying of the Light, the 9th novel in Skullduggery Pleasant franchise.
That's even sadder. Oh, Brendan found the song.
I have the song. Okay,
We'll get back to the advice after the song.
It's within a sequence in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty when Ben Stiller decides to finally leave his job and go explore, and he wants to go to Iceland.
Yeah.
So he is running past all
It's by Arcade Fire.
Yeah.
I love Arcade Fire.
He's running by all these Time magazine posters.
Is it Rebellion?
Through the years, no.
No.
And Wake Up is playing. So it's like...
Ah.
It's really good. Really, really inspiring.
Yeah.
Always makes you want to go and do things. So
So that's the lesson for today. Go and do things.
No, my lesson is like that film basically teaches you to live your life and not waste the moments. If you're ever like, I'm feeling low, or I don't know what to do, watch that scene and it's very it's inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah. When I feel low, I look in the mirror and I say, I'm alright. What do I have to be sad for? That's a nice mug. Done. That is self-care at its finest.
You take off your makeup.
And actually, another one of my favourite films of all time is Gus Van Sant's Good Will Hunting. I myself...
Batman vs Superman.
Hmm?
Usually. What? Argo. I'm naming Ben Affleck movies.
Okay, I was so confused for a second, but I was like, okay. But
The Adjustment Bureau. Thor Ragnarok.
Is he in Adjustment Bureau?
No, Matt Damon then.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Isn't the Ragnarok?
Yeah, he plays
Yeah.
Loki in that little stage production at like...
Oh my god.
The Bourne
Yeah.
movies. No, so you were saying about Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Them apples, that scene. Eat
Yeah.
apples.
No,
People should be caring what they're eating. Good hygiene is important. Is that what you're trying to get at?
No, it's not.
Is it trying to get that? Don't be an ass to people. Don't just read off things and recite them. Like learn new things yourself. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Is that not what you do for the entire podcast? Just read off a script?
Yeah, that I come up with myself. Thank you very much. I don't take other people's ideas.
So, essentially, the climactic scene of the film, the whole "it's not your fault" scene,
Yeah, I love that scene.
it really hit with me personally, because as a person who does deal with some problems, I completely relate to Will,
Yeah.
and especially
So you're a mathematical genius.
I wish. I wish.
I'm undermining the seriousness of this conversation because I find seriousness awkward, so I undercut everything with humor. I'm being facetious. That's your word of the day. Facetious. No, keep going. I'm sorry.
And it was like and especially like
Closer, child. Mike.
it was around this time last year we were rehearsing for a show at my school for our stage production of Good Will Hunting.
That's right. Alex likes to act, so anyone out there who's looking for an actor, you can hire him.
Thank you, Ryan.
And you're welcome. Yeah, keep going.
And I was watching the film every night within 3 weeks before the show.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah, I was playing Robin Williams, his character
Aww.
Sean, and I just resonated a lot with the film, especially with the Danny Elfman soundtrack.
Yes, the soundtrack was quite somber.
And I don't know, it's just something about the film that it's just so authentic and real.
Yeah.
No performances seem just like, oh, that's Casey Affleck playing his role. That's Ben Affleck playing his role. They genuinely seem like these characters, and like everyone reacts appropriately. Everyone talks appropriately. It's just so real. Yeah.
Like Bill Skarsgård wearing a scarf indoors. That pisses me off.
Yeah, I think that's.
I find that's the height of pretension, is when you wear a scarf indoors.
Yeah.
Unless there's no central heating and it's freezing. That's okay.
Yeah.
But when you wear one draped on you for the sake of quote-unquote style, it's just pretentious.
What annoys me more than a scarf?
Oh, let me guess. Bus prices.
No. Fucking hats indoors. Like, I get it, you're a fucking hipster, but Jesus. Take off the hat. It's rude.
I had that problem on Sunday, because I went to the cinema on Sunday. I saw Shazam and The Sisters Brothers. The Sisters Brothers being the second of the two I saw, obviously. But I was sitting there in the cinema, and this guy comes and sits beside me. He's wearing a hat. He doesn't take it off. This movie is 2.5 hours long, and he doesn't take off the hat once. At all.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, now, every so often in the corner of my eye, I think, is that someone standing up? And I look, it's like, oh no, it's just the peak of his hat.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I'm like, dude, you're indoors, like in the dark, watching a movie. This doesn't, unless you're that sensitive about your hair, which you shouldn't be, because again, it's in the dark. No one's looking at you. They're looking at the big screen in front. So it doesn't matter. Just take off the damn hat. I forgot about that. I'm just gonna get annoyed with that. Every so often, I'm gonna wake up in a cold sweat and just think of that and just wish that guy would, I don't know, die in a fiery car.
Okay, now on a lightly less humorous note, but it has the potential to be humorous. I think it's important to give advice about sexuality. And as the three of us here are, of various sexualities, I think Alex, you are bi. Ryan, you are.
Same as Alex.
Oh fuck, we're all bi. Never mind, we're all the same. But I think it's important to talk about what it's like to be growing up, with a sexuality that's not really considered, mainstream.
Alex, you start because you're our guest.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of only realized it when I was in 3rd year or early 5th year.
There's a year between there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I
4th year was just women.
No, I didn't do TY. I skipped.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, so it was around that time period I kind of like realized.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't like a big revelation for me. It was just like, oh, look at that. Just another thing, really. I felt like I much prefer women, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing against guys. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
I'm hurt.
I'm sorry. But no, I wasn't really bothered by it. It was just, oh well. And like I didn't like come out on social media or anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing I think with like, or at least my experience with being bisexual. I feel like for the most part, it's not as big as like if you're just gay or if you're trans or whatever. Like I never made it like a big deal, and most of my bi friends never made it a big deal because I think there was I don't know. I think maybe there was just more of an acceptance, but maybe there's not, because oftentimes my personal experience with the LGBTQI community, I don't know, plus, okay, LGBTQ plus, there's a lot of bi shaming.
Yeah, I have seen where like if you're bi but in a hetero relationship, you're not bi, or you're not included within the.
Yeah, and then like I know guys who would be like, or even girls who would be like, yeah, but you've never been with a guy, so how can you say that you're bi? You wouldn't say like, oh, someone who's like straight and has never kissed a girl or a guy. You wouldn't say, oh, you're not straight because you haven't kissed a girl or a guy.
Yeah.
It's the same logic. It's dumb logic. What's your opinion, Ryan?
I'm not really qualified to talk about this. I generally don't like to get into discussions like this in case I say something I shouldn't, because I don't know what I'm talking about. So there's no point pretending like I do.
But that's something you need to learn, is that when you look to your parents and you're like, wow, they're so knowledgeable. They're these all-knowing.
Not my parents.
Yeah.
Not my parents.
Okay.
I lived with my grandmother. She was.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Well, when you look to your elders then.
Just my grandmother though.
Just your grandmother. We all look to Ryan's grandmother.
Well, everyone who's ever met her has said the same thing. She's the most wonderful person in the world.
But my point is, do you think that they're these like they know everything and they have all the advice to give you, but the reality is they're just as confused as you are, but they're just a little bit older. And so to say that I can't speak on this because I don't know what I'm talking about, nobody does. Nobody really knows what they're talking about. You can educate yourself so much from reading and stuff, but then there's a level of like knowledge and you get from experience that you won't get from anyone else.
Yeah, it's like because life has just changed. Everything changes constantly.
It's all perception.
Exactly. There's I actually have a story I was told once about a Chinese farmer, which actually works perfectly for this. So it was one day, a Chinese farmer lost his horse. He ran away, and all the neighbors came around that evening and said, "Oh, isn't that bad?" And the farmer said, "Maybe." And the next day, the horse came back with 7 wild horses. And that evening, all the neighbors came around and said, "Oh, isn't that great?" The Chinese farmer said, "Maybe." Because the next day, the son attempted to tame one of these wild horses. He tried to get up and ride it, and then he got kicked off, and then he broke his leg. And all the neighbors came around that evening and said, "Oh, isn't that too bad?" And he said, "Maybe." Then the next day, the conscription officers came around looking for people to join the army, and they rejected his son because he broke his leg. And then that evening, everyone came around and said, "Oh, isn't that wonderful?" And he said, "Maybe." Because like the whole process of like nature and stuff it's all integrated. It's all just complex. Everything's changing. So it's like it's impossible to know whether
something's good or bad.
Exactly. It's possible to know the consequences of good misfortune. Of misfortune. And it's possible to know the consequences of good fortune. No one knows what will happen with anything. Is what it says. It's unpredictable.
Very true.
There's just so many variables to take into account when you're like
chaos theory.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Fun fact, I actually believe in chaos theory.
Well, so do I. It's
I haven't really looked too much into it, I'll be very honest.
It gets a whole lot of complicated. I've only grazed the surface. It's like you know when you're having a yogurt and like you're not that hungry, but you just want to taste.
Yeah.
And you scoop the top of it and just have a little nibble. It's like that. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Chaos theory is eating yogurt. That's what anything is when you're learning about it. It's eating yogurt. And if you decide whether you want to eat more or not, you know.
I mean, the part I took from it that kind of was comforting. Not to get too deep, I've suffered quite a bit of loss in my young life, and something that kind of made things easier was
yogurt.
Yeah. Was realizing that there's no meaning to anything. There's no purpose. It's all random. It's all chaos. There's no.
Okay, there's Stanley Kubrick.
that everything that happens for no reason. There's no such thing as fate or luck.
Yeah,
it just happens. And if you're having a bad day and it starts raining and you crash your bike, that's just random. That there's no reason for that. It's not God smiting you. It's not, karma because you punched a little baby. It's just fate. Not saying I've punched a little baby. Never done that, but it was the best thing to
I guess it's like there's no point going to the Chinese buffet if there's no duck sauce. Am I right?
I've never had duck sauce.
Of course.
I'd like to think of myself as optimistically nihilistic.
Optimistic nihilist, yeah, it's me too. Nothing matters, so why not?
Wow, guys.
Yeah, nothing matters, but
link your Tumblr below.
Just it's like, there's no point putting a donkey. There's no point putting a donkey on a speedboat if you're not going to teach you how to play tennis.
Stop! Please stop with these absolutely ludicrous analogies. They make no sense.
Don't they? Maybe you're not the one who's seeing the sense.
No, I'm just picturing, in Wolf of Wall Street when they're all on the big yacht and there's loads of
I haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street.
There's loads of imagine.
What? I don't want to.
Imagine a lot of half-naked women on a yacht partying. There's loads of cocaine. Now I just imagine there's a donkey.
Oh, it's like the end of Night at the Museum 2.
Now I just imagine a donkey playing tennis on that same boat with loads of topless women doing cocaine. It's just a donkey playing tennis.
Well, do you think if I don't know, do you think if you gave cocaine to donkeys, if you gave cocaine to a donkey, I feel like the story of Christianity would be very different. Because Jesus and Mary would have gone to Bethlehem way faster if that donkey was doing coke.
Hedgehog just.
Yeah. They would have gotten into the inn. Christianity would be completely different today. Everything would be irrevocably changed.
The Holy Grail.
Do you think Christianity would be different if they gave the baby Jesus cocaine?
That Jesus has given some good points. But John Paul, he's on cocaine. So he is.
I'm gonna give you all this bread. I'm gonna give everyone this bread. I'm gonna turn this water to wine. Jesus, your nose is bleeding in the water. That's why it's wine.
The thing is, he didn't turn the 5 loaves and the 2 fish into everything for the masses. He just ran around passing it between everyone like hotcakes, Here, you have it, I want that. But no, on a serious note, do you know the best way to get ready in the morning is?
Oh, way.
It's to if you're getting if you're running late, you don't have time to do everything.
Stay in bed.
No, don't stay in bed. That's not a good idea. What you do is you get your toothpaste and you spread it on your toast. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh God. Have you ever come out of a house party and you're just really, really hungover and you're like,
I've never been to a house party before, so I'll give you the answer. No.
I've no toothpaste, or I've no toothbrush, but I have toothpaste. So what you do is you squirt a little bit of toothpaste on your finger. And you go,
why do you?
I do that.
Yeah.
Why do you bring toothpaste with you if you have no toothpaste?
No, because there's always a toothpaste in the house.
Person's.
What if they don't brush their teeth?
What?
I mean, that's just missing basic hygiene.
Yeah. Well, then you
Don't
don't.
miss basic hygiene, kids.
That's true.
But yeah, there's a life hack for you. If you're ever at a house party, you don't have your toothbrush, just use your finger.
Oh, I got a few life hacks now that we're on to it. Life hack number 1. If you ever want like a cold drink of water but you don't have any ice, frozen vegetables. That's basically ice.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Here's one that can help you if you're really, really, like, if your life is just a mess. And, like, if your sink is full of dirty dishes, what you do is you put some clean dishes in the draining rack to make it look like you're doing pretty well.
As a person who cleans a lot at home, that just angers me so much.
You know, I can actually give some good advice about, living within your means. Because I have currently lived this week so far on €7.
We're all students, we're all parents.
Yeah.
How do you do it, man? Tell us.
With depression.
No, I wish you said, well, Ryan, I steal things.
I'm so close. I actually said to my girlfriend, I was like, I might just start selling drugs. No, actually, here's a massive life hack. If you're like stuck for money after staying in someone's house, or you've had a rough night out and you're like, you need to get home, you need bus money.
Just walk.
For the Lewis, you could just walk.
Could walk.
But
I live in Donegal.
Well, you walk.
So we've all been to Tesco or Dunn's or Super Value or Lidl or Aldi, and you know the trolleys that you have to put the €2.
I shop at Polish supermarkets.
The Polski Sklep. But we've all been to the Polski Sklep, where they.
You okay, Ryan?
I'm never okay because I'm either laughing or not.
It's an existential crisis.
Okay, but if you're ever stuck for money, go to a big supermarket with trolleys. Find a trolley that's not put in the trolley rack. Put it in, and you'll get €2 or €1 out. If you do this with enough trolleys, you can have a bus fare or enough for food.
Or what you could do is when I was in Italy, a school trip in second year. It was Barcelona. Sorry, it was Barcelona in third year.
Now, where was I? Barcelona.
It was Barcelona.
Doctor Who reference, Ryan.
Yeah, I know.
You're supposed to go, Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. I'm Ryan.
If I start talking about Doctor Who, we'll be here for another 6 hours at least. So I better not. So we were in Barcelona, school trip, third year, and in the room or whatever, there's the vending machines. I put some money in the vending machine, and then my chocolate bar came out. But then more money came out than I put in. I was thinking, oh, sick. Oh, all right. So then I kept doing it. And I started off with €2. I left with 7.
Oh my god.
So if you're ever down on your luck, go to Barcelona, go to that exact vending machine, that exact hotel, you'll get way more money.
If you ever need a $5, spend €200 on a flight to Barcelona, stay in this €300 hotel.
Well, it was all paid for with the school trip stuff. It was all inclusive. But no, getting back to what were we talking about? I was going to say something. Oh yeah. What is the most, Alex? This is final question.
What is the most, Alex?
No, Alex. Apart from it, okay. What is the most valuable piece of advice you've ever gotten? And speak clearly into the mic so everyone can hear.
It's like little bits where you're broke and you're like, okay.
Most valuable piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Given to me personally?
Yeah, why not?
So I have never been given
fine, most valuable piece of advice you've heard. So say you're sitting on a bus and someone behind you says something to someone else.
I don't have
that's valuable.
Most valuable piece of ass you've ever gotten?
Advice. We're keeping this PG. Advice.
It's something it's a very simple one. My granddad always says to me whenever I'm leaving his or he's leaving mine. It's just simply no. No.
Wait, let me guess. Does he say, remember to clean up?
Okay, Alex, pull your pants up.
No, it's
wear protection. That means we don't have a mess to clean up. No. What does he say?
so it's very simple. It's just
Yeah.
just don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Well, that's
I expected this to be, but okay, I'll take it.
So blowies are out of question. The most valuable piece of advice I've ever gotten was the word advice stapled to a $100 bill.
Oh,
Brendan, what about you?
Socks before jocks.
No, I mean seriously.
Yeah, seriously, socks before jocks. Put your socks on before you put your underwear on.
I put my underwear on before my socks.
No, because then you get all the dirt from your feet on your jocks.
Well, just like have a shower before you dress yourself. That's what I do.
That's fine.
Okay, let me think. Otherwise,
Don't dress yourself, then have a shower. That's just
Something's wrong.
You're going to school wet every morning. Wait, what is that right here? I'm pretty sure I'm doing this wrong. Most valuable advice I've ever gotten is always say what you think, and that can be bad advice or good advice. But for me, it's good advice because it helps filter out the shitty people.
I think I should get a haircut. That's just a random
Nice.
thought.
Yeah, I need a haircut too, actually.
I
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Anyways, you're looking like pretty fucking rough, Brendan.
I had
I didn't want to say anything, but like since you started the conversation. So.
Yeah, I had my Britney Spears moment on Paddy's Day, so I shaved my head.
I noticed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Didn't you have more hair?
perhaps.
Oh, because you shaved.
you had pretty slick hair before.
Yeah, it's gone now. What you do that for?
I had my Britney moment.
Alright, don't get so toxic.
Oh,
fuck.
fuck you.
Hey, that is a traditional Earth ballad.
I mean, yeah.
And that's a Doctor Who reference.
I don't watch Doctor Who, so I'll do it.
I remember
Good, don't. Doctor Who's going to leave me alone.
I was in the cinema singing I was with my friend and we were like, you know the way they
While
play
the movie was on?
No, you know the way before the movie.
Yeah, they play music.
Yeah.
Well, they used to back in my day.
Yeah.
Now they don't anymore.
No, I know it's weird. But
I remember
Womanizer.
when Uptown Girl came on. I was loving it.
No.
9-year-old me singing Uptown Girl, I'll tell you.
Womanizer came on, and me and my friend were just sitting there. We were like, "Oh, womanizer, girl, oh, womanizer, baby, you." And these two girls sitting behind us started like making like so bad fun of us. They were just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And we were just like, "Oh, we're just singing." They're like, "You can't sing that song, okay? It's fucking gay." And then my friend was like, "I am gay."
What are you fucking gays?
Yeah, what's your point?
What?
No, I was...
Okay.
Edit that out.
No.
Please.
When I'm editing this, I get like 10 minutes in. I'm like, okay, this is enough editing. I think we're
Don't whole ass two things. No. Fuck, edit that out too, please.
don't hold ass.
No, I'm trying to. I was trying to reference Parks and Recreation. Didn't go my way. I'm gonna say now. Edit this out. If you do or don't, we'll find out later. But
Editing reference to Brendan added some very cynical, dark music here. Best advice I have ever gotten is when you're slitting your. Okay.
I draw the line there.
If you want to
I have boundaries.
break your neck,
I have lines.
I'll put them both in at the start.
You use both. I'll quit. Keep it PG-13. And now, final words with Alex White.
Yeah.
Any final words for the folks at home? Anything at all. Whatever is in your heart, just say it. Anything you want to say. Just if it comes up to you, just say it. Like, it could be yes, it could be no, it could be 22. Any words you think of, just say them. Anything at all. As soon as you think of it, just say it.
As long as it's not racist.
As long as it's not offensive or anything, because I don't do the offensive stuff. So please, just anything you think of, anything at all, anything. Just come on. Goodbye.